Hi guys, good evening. I'm Arindam from UpGrad. Welcome to the mentoring session with Kriti today. We were expecting two more guys, so what we will do is they could not attend, so we will take their question as well at the end, and we will share the link to all of you. And so in this session, what I will do is I will take up your questions. I have your questions, and I will let Kriti answer. So Kriti is already there. Welcome, Kriti.
Hi, thanks. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining.
So let's do ladies first. Neha Mishra, uh, your question. Hi Neha, can you hear me?
Hi, Neha.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, Kriti, Neha's question is, what are the expectations from a person joining this program? Is a background in product management necessary, or the program will be useful for people with no experience in product management but looking for a transition to the same role? Yeah, Kriti.
Sure. Cool. Thanks for the question, Neha. I would like to give you a more specific answer for your context, but the generic answer to that is no, you don't need a background in product
Mm-hmm.
management. This is really for people who want to move into product management at a APM or PM1 role, or people who want to, fill in their blind spots, who are practicing product managers and they know that based on their experience they are missing some sort of experience and they want a synthesized holistic picture. So it's for these two kinds of people, and the typical background that we see people who will be successful would be a, if somebody is from a engineering background, or B, somebody who's from a design such as a user experience UI background, or third could be he or she could be a MBA from a business background but should have some understanding of technology because the program is really for tech products. So yeah, that's the short answer.
Yeah,
But
but I
yeah, if you could share your profile, I could answer
no.
for you.
So I am basically into a technical role. I'm
Okay.
mainly a developer working with Samsung.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to understand. So I just have I understand it's like a bridge role between technical and UX and management. I think that's
Right.
the sort of role that a PM. So I also wanted to understand what exactly uh, are the roles and responsibilities that a product manager typically follows. I understand it will be different from organization to organization, but
Right.
typically what are the responsibilities that we can say a product manager follows?
So it starts from being the voice of the customer. So a product manager needs to really understand their end customer, whether it's an end consumer of an app such as you and me, or it is someone who's using the software in a particular company. Let's say
Mhm.
someone using Salesforce in a particular company.
So basically
So
B2B
yeah,
customers.
B2B. So the product manager is one who speaks to them, is aware of what is the requirements that they have on a daily basis, what are their pain points, is it being addressed by the current product or not. In case if they are using your product, then is your product doing a good job of it. So
Mhm.
first and foremost you need to understand that, because that's when you will know what is the requirement uh, that needs to be pushed into production next, which
Yeah.
requirement should the dev team work on. So you are a developer yourself, and the dev time is very limited and there is lots to do. How should the PM is the one who decides that where should that time go to, which feature should it go to.
Right.
So that's the long answer for that. But to arrive at that, there's a lot of analysis that goes, there's a lot of user research that goes, even the solution involves a lot of user experience design. Sometimes it will require you to understand that how can the backend be optimized to give a better solution to the customer's problem. So it's a host of all these things. Basically you're in it to solve the customer's problem. That's the short answer I would give.
I understand. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Any question, Neha? Any other
Yeah,
question?
one more thing. What are the sort of basically what will be
Yeah.
the efforts or the requirement? I mean, what will be the amount of effort which will be required on a part of a participant? As in, with juggling with work, will it be possible to really commit that much of time and effort which will be required? So I wanted to understand what all is the requirement in that way.
Yeah, so on an average, we are looking at having around 8 hours of time per week that they spend,
Okay.
and the program is really targeted towards working professionals. So we are aware that they will have full professional and personal lives going on.
Yeah.
That said, someone investing in their time and money in this course would have to invest
So that's
time
correct.
as well. But to help the context of working professionals, a lot of our content is available online, but in an asynchronous mode. So for instance, out of the 8 to 10 hours a week that you will put in, around 2 to 3 hours, 3 hours being a max, will be content, which is uploaded on the platform at the beginning of the week, and during the so on a Saturday it will be uploaded, and during the week, whether it's on the immediate Sunday or sometime during the week when you're traveling on the road, or maybe late at night post dinner, you can go through the
Right.
content. And our typical content is like a lecture would not be typically on an average not be longer than 20 minutes, so that because it all ties into how students learn better, and so we have developed content in line with those pedagogy standards. So that's for content consumption, but yes, doing projects, exercises, etc. will take some time, but yeah, I think uh, weekends and late evenings, if on the go you could spend some time, that will be really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Neha, for your questions.
Thank you, Arindam.
Rohan, hi Rohan,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Hi, Rohan.
yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Uh, Hi, Kriti,
Am I
Rohan's
audible?
question.
Yeah.
Hello, Rohan, I'm sharing your question with Kriti. Kriti will answer you.
Sure.
Yeah, Kriti, Rohan's question is, if I already have a product, then how to maintain the product from product manager's perspective?
Okay. So, Rohan, do you want to give me some more context to that question, as in where you
Yes,
coming from, and so that I can answer accordingly?
yes, of course. Actually, just I wanted to say that I am currently in auditing of a loan. Means I'm in a bank and I'm auditing loans or unsecured loans basically.
Okay.
So, from a product manager perspective of a finance product, suppose a loan, because we have product managers in loan division.
Right.
So, how what is the role in that particular sector? I mean, in finance sector, actually, you told about technology that you will be enlightening us with technology sector. But is there any scope for finance sector as well? A product manager's role is very much done.
So, product manager, across different industries, they use that word product manager. For instance, in FMCG companies, a product manager is really a brand manager. In finance, a product manager's, sort of deciding what goes into, so let's say a product manager of a credit card division will decide what will go into what feature will go into that particular credit card. So for instance, if I have a Coral credit card, I will give them um, uh, 2 movie tickets free every week, etc. What are the incentives that go in? What is how is the minimum amount of a consumer going to be managed, etc. So there you need. I'm guessing you need to be a little more strong on the analytics side, but I'm not sure this would be the right course for that, because this course is going to go very heavily into managing tech products. It will go into user research, UX, how to move with tech teams, and then it will go into product analytics. But a lot of it is geared towards tech product management.
So, will this course actually help us who are not in this particular sector, even if we understand technology well? So, will it help us to move into that particular sector?
If you understand technology well and you display that product thinking, yeah, you should give that a shot. Moving into that sector is really going to be a function of your, the way you do your projects, the way you network with your mentor and others. That will really help improve your employability. But as such, yeah, if you understand technology and are interested in tech products, you should definitely give it a shot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. Yeah,
Thank you,
Arindam.
Rohan.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much. Thank you
Rohan.
so much. Thank you. Thank
Gaurang?
Hi,
Hi,
I'm audible.
Gaurang. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You're
hi,
audible.
Gaurav.
Hey, yes,
Uh, Gaurang, I'm sharing your. I think you have not given your question. So if you can share your question to Kriti.
right. I'm sorry about it, but my question is just about how well we would be emphasizing upon the revenue generation part and I mean the customer adoption increment in that. I mean basically increasing the product revenue in working on the Kaggle starts. So something which I have already been searching and working on, and mainly I was just trying to figure out how well we would be exercising on those aspects.
Sure. So we will be looking at revenue generation more at the analytics level and user engagement growth,
Mm-hmm.
where the revenue goal is really tied into the product metrics, such as number of new users, number of daily active users, weekly active users, etc. The transaction amount per student, per user. Um, what So you would go into details that, let's say, it depends on the product that you're going to be handling. So if you are handling an e-commerce site, what are going to be the metrics that are relevant to an e-commerce product? If you're handling a travel site like a Clear Trip, what are the metrics that are relevant there? So we are going to be going into the metrics part of it, which really ties into the revenue later. So
Okay, right.
so, but yeah, if you wanted to share your background, you said you have already worked on it, so I'll be
Yeah. So
happy to hear about it.
I have been working with Adobe for the past 7 years,
Okay,
and I have been part of products which have been dealing with media streaming to digital marketing and ad generation and ad display and all that.
okay,
And I mean, out of my own interest, I have been working on to the product aspects of it. I mean, I did like the why and the how part initially. I've done most of. I am a software engineer with Adobe, so
okay.
I've been mostly working on the how part of the technology, or the
Yeah,
problems we've been solving.
right.
But my keen interests have drifted towards the why part. I mean, why exactly are we doing it in terms of defining the revenue it will be generating, the product will be generating, the users we are trying to address, what exactly are their sentiments about the product, why they do want to use the product. So, though my interaction has mostly been with B2B enterprise customers, like BBC, Akamai, and folks around, but I have had an interest and worked with a couple of startups on my own, of my own interest, into the BTC domain as well.
Oh,
So
interesting. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So, do you have an
and
active interest in moving into product management role full time, or?
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. I mean, that's
Cool.
the
So
reason. I
you
mean,
seem to
I'm
have a very diverse exposure across B2B and B2C, and that should be interesting. You should probably give it a shot. So we can
surely.
probably.
Yeah. Besides this, I would wanted to know how about the conversions. So let's say, I mean, I am enrolled and I'm doing okay or whatever my stature is. So how exactly is UpGrad equipped with handling me, or I mean, basically helping me out with further placements and jobs? I mean, so what exactly is the that area?
So UpGrad, has partnered with a lot of companies and heads of products across leading tech product companies to develop this program. A lot of them are mentors on our program, one-on-one mentors, and our approach to placements is really to go while we will be going through the normal resume, sending out the resumes and the normal way of doing it. But our philosophy is really that product management is something that you should evaluate by seeing what kind of work has that person done. And so we are trying to go away from the resume review aspect of it and go more towards a project based view of hiring. And so
That's fair.
yeah, so a lot of our assessments are going to be around solving real product problems. They will be a mixture of doing case studies and mini caselets, or writing, suggesting a strategy to a company, and also an open-ended industry project. And the idea is the output from all of these projects is going to be positioned to various companies. So, for instance, we will have a case study for the travel industry, and the output of people from that will be shared with all companies in the travel industry, which we already connected to. So
Okay.
our strategy there is based more on how we design those assessments, and that's going to be really driving that. After that, putting your if you have done good work in the projects, then putting your candidature forward is not a problem because we have a very strong industry network as such.
Oh, nice. Good. I mean, so that definitely is, was evident by the mentors you have on board.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, I mean, at least by the LinkedIn profiles and the people I've seen, there are good number of folks from Ola, Microsoft, and other companies.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, I'm expecting it to be a good platform both to learn as well as interact with those fraternity. So,
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
we have like we did a whole market research on how what's missing in the product management ecosystem, and what came out really was it was not really a lack of talent, but it was more of a um, lack of exposure, because product management is a fairly new role in the Indian ecosystem.
true.
And apart from that, there is no way for us to get mentoring on that, and a whole set of reasons that really feed into the problem. And so yeah, that's why we thought that it's not just about teaching what is product management, how do you do it. It is also about getting them mentored from the best, mentored in a way that they can watch their progress over 5 months, and also acquainting them to how product management happens in actual companies. So, for instance, I could teach you how to do user research and UX, but how does it really happen at Practo, and how does it happen at Book My Show? Those are things that you need to know to really, be able to build that perspective to later think of applying to such companies. So,
Correct.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, definitely an exposure onto those aspects is quite necessary. So,
yeah.
I mean, I guess there's a one-on-one session as well planned with you sometime. Is it something like that happen the next? I was just being told by one of the guys there is an interview or something planned. So is that a one-on-one session again, or is it something like this group chat?
No, the interview, the typical process is you fill the application, basis the application. one gets shortlisted, and then there is a follow-up call, which either me or my colleague Akshina takes, and then basis that the decision is made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Cool. That's it.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arindam. Any
Thank
other?
you. Yeah, thank you, Gaurang.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Kriti, two guys could not come today, so we
Yeah.
will take their question as well.
Sure.
So Chetan asked how much role does a UI UX design play in delivering a product for a startup which is on a fail fast mode?
Um. So it's a little bit of a generic question, but it depends on what product that you're working on. If it is a consumer facing product and you are a product manager managing the front end features that the consumer is actually going to use, then of course UI UX plays a huge very important role, especially in a startup which is in the initial stages where they have not frozen down on the product product design at the moment, where they are still getting feedback from the users. So yeah, it's very critical at that stage. Later, when the product has sort of stabilized and your feature is stable, then the amount of iterations in UX might be very less. But a product manager has to keep looking at ways to improve conversions, improve people users consumers usage of that particular feature. But yeah, in a startup, definitely UI UX is very important, and there is a definite demand in the Indian ecosystem for people who are from a UX background to move into product management, because as such there are not too many UX related courses in India, and so there's a dearth of talent in that. So if you are someone who has a UI UX background, by all means you should give a product management career a shot. So
Okay, thank you, Kriti. One more question we will take. Omkar asked, what would be your suggestion for 2 years experienced professionals who want to break into product management?
Again, some specifics help. But like I mentioned, if you are interested in product managing tech products, if you understand technology or design or business, and have some understanding of the other two areas out of the three, then yeah, you with some polishing and with more structured approach and some hands-on experience to solving actual product problems, you can make that shift. What I want to emphasize here is that uh, so apart from workex and an interest in tech design and business, one also needs to understand that a product management role will also involve a lot of soft skills. It is a complex role where you have to get work done across various teams without any team or any team member reporting to you. So when you are assessing yourself whether you can be a good product manager, you also have to assess that apart from learning product management, am I okay with dealing with that complexity? Am I okay to lead without authority, to influence people? Am I okay with nobody reporting to me, but still I have to ship out a product? Those are questions that really need to be clear in the participant's mind, and that is something we try and assess during the application process.
Okay, thank you, Kriti.
Sure, my pleasure.
Yeah, anybody else have any question which have come up right now? Rohan, Gaurang, Neha?
No,
That's it. Thank you.
that's
No?
it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much.
guys.
Thank you so much for coming up in the session. And three of you, I can say that you are in the middle of your application for the product management program. So request you to submit your application as soon as possible so that we can start the shortlisting process with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Look forward to talking to you all after the shortlisting. So, yeah.
Yes. Looking
Thanks.
Thank
forward
you.
to it.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thanks, Kriti, for your
Thank you.
time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.